Hello, hello, my friends, and happy Sunday. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is very rainy here in Florida, which is kind of typical. I guess we're like in summer-ish now. So today is sales update day. What sold over the last week? I am going to show you eBay and Mercari today. I'm going to omit Poshmark because on Wednesday, I'm going to do a Poshmark video for you because Poshmark went crazy for me last week. I sold over $1,000 on Posh, which is not really typical. And I want to give that its own video to show you what is selling over there. So we will look at some bread and butter. There are also some higher dollar items in this video. So this one is going to be a mix. I am going to show you 20 sales from the last week. All right, so I'll start off by telling you this week has been slow on eBay. Luckily, Poshmark kind of stepped up and filled in the gap for that. So we're at $2,400 on eBay. I'm going to show you the back door. We are down from last month. I have not been feeling well the past few days. I have a cold or something is going on. And so I have not been able to think. I've been really like blah. And I haven't been getting up as many listings as I want. So I will attribute the slow sales probably to that, but it is okay. It is all right for all of us to take a break every now and then. We deserve it, right? So let's go ahead, take a look at the back door of eBay, and then we'll take a look at those 20 sales. All right, so here is exactly what I was telling you. I am recording this about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's kind of midday. And today, so far, we are at $202. For the last week, we are at $24.54. The last month, we're at $13.06. So we're really way below where I want to be. Hopefully, once I'm feeling a little bit better, I can get some more listings up and we can get that up. But I'm going to show 2,400 is still not absolutely horrible. And I'm going to show you 20 things that sold over the last week to take part in that $2,400 worth of sales. We are going to start off with this vintage Italian Scalamandre Silk fabric sample. This is a very, very small piece. It's less than 2 feet by 2 feet, or it's right at it, actually. This one's 25 by 26. This one sold for a best offer I sent out of $50.39. It was just listed back in June. So pretty fast sale in about 2 months. And here you can see the Scalamandre memo sample tag that was on it. So that's how I was able to identify it. And here you can see the measurements, 26 by 25, very, very small fabric sample and a $50 sale. I am about $5 into this in an online auction, making this one about a $38 profit. Up next is a little Kachina, and this guy's a little bit beat up, and that's okay. They will still sell. This is a vintage Highway Route 66 Hopi wooden warrior Kachina doll. You can see we put C because it did have some damage. So this one was listed just this month, and I got a $40 offer, and I figured with the damage on it, I was okay with that being a fast sale. So here you can see the photos. You can see that the nose on the face was broke off and there was paint chipping. One of these like side pieces was also broken. So quite a bit of damage on this guy. So I was happy with that $40. I was about $5 in, making him about a $32 profit, but he sold in only a week. Up next, if you do not know, we sold 2 of these this week, and they both sold in under a week. These are new open box Molecule Air Mini Pico filters. They are for air purifiers, and they both sold at full price of $89.99. So I got these from a lot that I bought down south. It was a personal buy, somebody I had bought stuff from before, and they had a lot of these. And I think what it is people have like auto ship on these, and they just kept coming and they weren't using them. So we actually have sold 3 of them, and I was less than $1 in is the amazing part. So these are over an $80 profit. But again, there were 2 of them that sold this week. Next up is a Nike Elite red camo insulated lunchbox. This one I did put read. There was a spot on the bottom. This one was just listed about a month ago. I picked it up for $3 at the thrift store. It sold for $17.99. So I did send a 10% offer on, and I make about a $12 profit, but it sold really fast. I figured with school time, this would be an okay sale, and I'm okay with that. And here you can see it was a little bit worn, and there you can see on the bottom, it looks like somebody like set it in paint or something, but pretty fast profit on this. Nike lunch boxes, I would watch for them, but I would caution you. I really think that this one sold so fast because of back to school. Next up is a vintage advertising. Oh, I butchered the spelling on that one, or I didn't catch that one of my listers messed it up. So I'm glad it sold because, and that might be why it took so long. This one took a while. This one was listed in August of 23. So it took a year, and I did not catch that advertising. So I do recommend you check through your listings occasionally for misspellings because they do happen. So this is a trucker A&P. I never identified what company this actually was. It was just like an old vintage advertising hat. So this one sold for a best offer I sent out of $15. And I only paid $1 for it, but it was here a year. So it is about an $11 to $12 profit. And here you can see we just show front back. Normally we do show the inside of hats, but on this one with it listed a year ago, for some reason, we didn't get the picture of the inside. I do like to show the inside of hats so people can see the actual condition of them, because sometimes the interior is what gets worn or stained the most. Next up is an amazing sale, and this one was a full price sale. This one was just listed back in May. This is a vintage Sutton Place Corvette Racing Silver. I did put rare jacket. I did put distressed, and we did put reed because it did have some condition issues. So I got this in an online auction for $30. So it's about $120 to $130 profit. And if you take a look here, it has some defects. You can see some spotting and some stains there. And then also there was a rip that was taped over, which is what is shown here. So we made sure to notate that in the description. Here you can see that Sutton Place tag. This is a really, really cool kind of metallic foil, a lot of spots there on the back. So don't think poor condition will necessarily not make a sale, because this one sold, again, full price in 3 months and over $130 profit. Next up is actually pretty cool. This buyer ended up buying 3 of these, and this is one of them. This is a vintage large Native American sand painting. I don't know why I didn't have sand painting in there, but it is a sand painting. This one's of a bobcat. It was signed S. Ashley, 1992. This one sold for a best offer of $50. And it was listed in January. So about 8 months to sell, a little bit longer, but really, really neat. There you can see the Bobcat by S. Ashley. Pretty easy to read signature. I love when that happens. Sometimes it does not, but in this case it did. Did have a little bit of wear there on the top, so we did want to kind of zoom in and show that. But really, really good sale at $50, considering I only paid about $5 for this on an online auction, making it about a $38 profit. Next up is another one the buyer got, and I think they actually got 4 in total from me. So this one's another Bobcat. It's another S. Ashley 92, but this one had way worse condition issues than that last one that sold for $50. So this one did sell for full price at $48.99. Here you can see the Bobcat, again, that S. Ashley signature. But look at this one. Unfortunately, on the corner, a chip had come out of that. So, and there's quite a bit of wear on this one as well. But same $5 in, and this one's about a $35 profit after fees. Same 8 months to sell. Up next is a case of not all Dooney and Burke is worth money, because I accepted a $36 offer on this one. because I had had it over a year. So it took over a year, only sold for 36. I think I only made about a $10 profit. You are going to make bad buys in reselling. That is just inevitable that it is going to happen. There you can see that red, white, and blue. That is classic of a vintage Junie and Burke. So this one was authentic, but I have no clue why. I thought it was a really cute pattern. I had to take less than 50% of what I expected. So you got to really research. And I thought I did. I thought I did, but this one ended up being a bad buy. Next up is a 3D sculpted village Indian pottery wedding vase, 8-inch. This one's really cool because the wedding vase was actually open and you can see the little like adobe houses in there. And this one I got back in February. And so it's been listed about 6.5 months. I got it in an online auction. I only paid $5. It was in a pottery lot. So this one's about a $20 profit after fees, but again, took a little longer to sell. But the Native American stuff is something I just absolutely love. And so I'm okay with lower profits and with it taking longer to sell. Here you can see it was signed Sunrise as well as stamped. It's a smaller one, only at 8 inches. But I am okay with the sale. And again, I did take an offer on this one of $29.39. Next up are some Redwing Lotus. Got these in an online auction. Really, really cheap, less than $1 in. I actually sold 2 sets of 4. They were sold about a month apart, so to different buyers, and they did sell for full price of that $35.74. And here you can see really, really pretty. There's that Redwing. And this isn't like too high of a price for plates, but I got the whole set. So the overall profit on this was good, but on the plates, just about a $28 profit. Next up is something I absolutely love to sell, and that is vintage linens. These doily pillow sham set of 2 sold for a best offer of $22.99. They were listed in May, so about 3 to 4 months to sell. And I only paid $2 for these at the thrift store, so they're about a $17 profit. And the nice thing about pillowcases is they're very, very easy to photograph. And of course, they're not going to break. They're easy to ship in a poly bag. And these took 3 months, which I do not think is bad for vintage linens, and are a decent profit off of a dollar each buy. Next up is one that took the longest out of this video to sell. I've had this one over 2 years. Did sell for a best offer of $27.77. I paid $5 for this at the thrift store quite a while ago, so it's about an $18 profit. It is not something I would pick up again. It just simply took too long, but I'm glad that it sold. It was actually in excellent condition. It's a J.C. Penney 2001 vintage Teddy. Excellent condition, but very, very long to sell. And again, something I would not pick up again. Next up was a really, really fast sale. And it was $1 buy at the thrift store, but it was cut up. And I was like, should I get it? Should I not? I ended up getting it. So I paid $1. I sold it for $13.79. I sent an offer out, but it sold in like 2 days. So it sold really fast. It's a $10 profit. I am okay with that. I love the Tampa Bay Rays. So I could not leave the Tampa Bay Rays shirt behind at the thrift store, even though it was cut up. But again, $10 profit in a day, I'll take that any day. Next up is the last that we had of these Christian Louboutin mini dust bags. They had little heel replacement tips. They sold for $20. So we did have 3. All of them have now sold. And I got these for free. So this is about an $18 profit. These were listed back in October. So close to a year for all of them to sell through. But once I am in the profit on that, I am okay if they sit here. And these are really, really tiny. This is just a little 3-inch bag. Next up is another fast sale that if you do not know about, definitely keep an eye out for these job site radios. This is a DeWalt AM/FM. It did have the charger. It was tested. I got this in an online auction for about $10. It sold for full price of $69.99. So it's about a $50 profit, pretty close. And it was just listed back in June. So it took only 2 months to sell. Most of these I find are in this condition. You can see there's paint all over it. They are they're used at job sites. So they're pretty rugged when I find them, but they still sell for a good price. If they're clean and look all pretty and new, they will sell for more. But this one was still a good profit in only 2 months. Next up is another long sale. This one is a green and pink geometric diamond outdoor throw cover pillow. And this one I've also had for over 2 years. So this one was a long one, sold for $21.05, but I picked it up at a Goodwill down in Clearwater for just, I think it was like $1.50. So it is going to be about a $17 profit. Again, took a long time to sell, but it's a pillowcase. So folded, it really takes up no space. Very, very easy to photograph and ship. This is something I would pick up again just because of the simplicity of listing and shipping. Next up is an incredible sale. And I know you just see $16.24 there, but this buyer bought 8 of these Chanel bags and the total was $129.92. I have no cost into these because they were in the designer boxes I got. I just pulled them out and sold them separately. And that makes this over $100 profit. And again, just like the linens, super easy to photograph, super easy to ship, not going to break, and an amazing, amazing sale. Next up is the cutest little Easter sterling silver brooch. So this one was listed back in March. I was really hoping it would sell before Easter, but it didn't. So it's selling now in September, which is okay. Your seasonal stuff will sell year round. So this one sold for a best offer of $22.04. I am about $5 into this. So it's about a $13 to $14 profit. And it did take a little bit longer. Here you can see this one was signed. I couldn't really make out what it says something sterling, but I could not make it out. So I just put that it was signed, and I am happy with that sale. Again, jewelry is another thing, very easy to photograph, list, and ship. Last up for eBay is this vintage Yadro little Westy Puppy. This one, you can see I originally had it at $314. I actually took an offer of $130 because this one was listed in April of 22. So this is one that was listed well over 2 years ago. I paid about $50. So I am still making about a $60, $65 profit, but this is one I would not pick up again. So the thing with Yadro is you really have to look at supply and demand and that sell-through rate. This was one from an online auction. I just saw high profit. I used to pick up a ton of Yadro. I really don't pick very much up anymore just because they do take a long time to sell. You can see, look, we accidentally got an extra picture in there. But this one, I'm happy to have that profit and happy to get an older item out of my inventory. And now we're going to go ahead and hop over and just take a look at those 3 Mercari sales real quick. First up on Mercari, this was a really fast sale. So I picked this up at the thrift store, not even 2 weeks ago. It was only listed for a couple of days. This is a Target Brands Pillow Fort Plush Giraffe. If you don't follow me over on my Catch Treasure Hunting channel, definitely check it out. You'll see where I thrifted and picked this up. And it was only $1. So this is a $19 profit. If you do not know, Mercari does not charge the seller fees. The buyer pays the fees on Mercari, which I absolutely love. You can see the photographs of this one here. Amazing fast sale. And I actually was kind of on the fence about this one, but yeah, for $1 and a quick $19 profit with no fees, I am very, very happy with this one. Next up is a Lenox Porcelain Easter Bunny train, another Easter thing. I didn't even notice that. 2 Easter things selling in the middle or the beginning of September. So this one was listed for 3 months. I got this in an online auction. I'm about $10 in. So this one's a $41 profit because, again, there are no fees here on Mercari. You can see all the photographs. This one was in really, really good condition. And I got quite a few Linux pieces. With Linux, you really have to be careful. Again, that's whole supply and demand thing, and some of them are going to sit forever. This one, luckily, was a very, very fast sale. Last up for this video is this really cool vintage cast iron yellow teapot wall hanger. This one I got at a thrift store for just $1.50. I believe it was marked $2.99. I got it for half off. So this one's a $23 profit. It was only listed back in May, so not very long to sell. Super cute. It's very small. Total there is under 8 inches, so not hard to ship. And again, cast iron, in my experience, is not going to break. All right, my friend, that was everything. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be doing my live listing party on Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you've been waiting for that, I know I've been saying it for a long time, but I promise I will be there with you on Tuesday at 11 a.m. We will do live listings using List Perfectly's AI lister. If you haven't heard about it, it is where you can make listings just from the photos, makes your listing process really, really easy and fast. It saves a ton of time. I also will answer any of your questions about List Perfectly while I am live, about the auto delist, which is beautiful. If you list on multiple platforms, it takes down those listings for you, and anything else you might be curious about. And I hope I will see you there. If you are working or can't make it Tuesday at 11, you will be able to watch the replay at any time at your convenience. And we also will be live on Tuesday night, and we're live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, answering your reselling questions live. So make sure you come and join us on Tuesday night as well. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one.